In his step here is the #1 light heavyweight contender, Magomed Ankalaev.
Master of sport, combat sambo, outstanding striking, incredible octagon IQ. Take the fight anywhere he wants, but he believes that he can stand and knock Pereira out on the feet, which would be an extraordinary accomplishment.
He stares at his opponents every time he goes into the octagon. This guy doesn't even blink. It's the craziest thing.
You heard him again with it. The shot. There it is.
Boaton's left hook has landed a couple times as well. Massive left leg, the run for Ankalaev.
Clearly we don't matchmake on fight night, but a fight that close with a champion as great as Pereira has been, do you lean towards immediate rematch?
Probably.
Really an impressive performance by Ankalaev. He did everything he had to do. He pressured him on the feet. He showed that Pereira has a harder time fighting off the back foot, and he did what had to be done.
He did what needed to be done. And honestly, John, you said it could be 3-1 Ankalaev. And I was like, well, I don't think so. But you were right. It was 3-1. Most judges gave the 5th round to Pereira. It didn't matter. He did a great job of implementing his game plan. He knew he needed to go forward. He knew he needed to be in his face. He was the one that hurt Poatan. He was the one that controlled Poatan. So when you really go back and watch this, it'll probably be more clear as to who won this fight.
Ankalaev just did a fantastic job of shutting down the scariest guy in the division.
Yeah. And the psychological aspect of it, he made him back up and second guess himself.
Yeah.
And, you can't just do that by being aggressive. You can't, you really got to get in there and you got to hurt him a little bit, and you just have to put that on him. And it was amazing to watch. I thought it was a great fight.
I know this is crazy, but I prefer when the guy that knocks people out cold and enters an absolute flow state of amazing striking and ability is the champion over a guy that literally just fails takedowns over and over again, keeps at the body at range, lands a good punch at the end of round 2 to be fair, and then once he's failed the takedown, holds Alex Pereira up against a cage for minutes on end throughout a 25-minute fight and gets given a decision because of it.
Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira 2 is officially on, and this rematch could reshape the entire light heavyweight division. Their first fight was a 5-round tactical war. No knockout, no takedowns landed, but plenty of drama. Ankalaev walked away with the belt, but Pereira walked away furious. Now it's round 2, and both men are promising a very different outcome. Today we're breaking down who they are, what happened in the first fight, and what each fighter needs to change heading into the rematch. Magomed Ankalaev, patient power from Dagestan. Magomed Ankalaev might be the most underrated elite fighter in the UFC today. Coming out of Dagestan with a background in combat sambo, he's built his game around discipline, precision, and quiet violence. You'd expect a sambo master to grapple his way to wins, but Ankalaev's striking is what really separates him. He holds 11 knockouts, rarely makes mistakes, and doesn't get hit much. After a lone submission loss in 2018, he went on a long, unbeaten run, dismantling top contenders with a smart, pressure-heavy style that blends solid boxing and low risk. He finally earned his title shot in early 2025, and walked into the octagon against the sport's most feared striker. Pereira, power, precision, and pain. Pereira doesn't need an introduction. Former 2-division Glory kickboxing champ. Former UFC middleweight champ. And the man who terrorized the light heavyweight division from the moment he moved up. At 6 feet 4 inches with an 80-inch reach, Pereira is built like a machine, and he fights like one too. His left hook is legendary, his leg kicks are brutal, and his cold, almost emotionless demeanor only adds to the mystique. He tore through the division, stopping Yuri Prochazka, Jamal Hill, and Khalil Roundtree. By the time he met Ankalaev at UFC 313, he was undefeated at 205 pounds and looked virtually untouchable. But Ankalaev had other plans. UFC 313, what really happened? The first fight was tactical and tense from the start. Pereira looked sharp early, lighting up Ankalaev's lead leg with vicious kicks and taking round 1 on all scorecards. But Ankalaev didn't panic. He adapted. Round 2? Ankalaev stunned Pereira with a slick 1-2 that shifted the momentum. From there, it was a chess match. Ankalaev pressured smartly, pinned Pereira to the cage, mixed in feints, and forced the Brazilian into a more cautious, reactive style. The wild stat? Ankalaev attempted 12 takedowns. Pereira stuffed them all. But even without ground control, Ankalaev controlled the pace. He disrupted Pereira's setups, shut down the left hook, and outstruck the striker. Pereira rallied late and took round 5 on 2 cards, but it wasn't enough. Ankalaev won by unanimous decision and became the new light heavyweight king.
How do we score that? That is the question that everybody has going on right now. Is like, how do we do this and discredit all the takedown defense, right? My opinion, this is a very poor excuse for not having the knowledge to wrestle, to get off the cage, anything like that. That's my opinion.
Post-fight, things got spicy. Pereira claimed he'd won rounds 1, 3, and 5. Ankalaev's camp accused him of greasing. Pereira clapped back, saying sarcastically, "Maybe we put Vaseline on the mat too." To make it more intriguing, Pereira revealed he was nursing injuries going into the fight, but refused to make excuses.
Alex Pereira apparently fought with a broken hand at UFC 313.
They say he fought with a broken hand and norovirus against Ankalaev.
That's why he's no longer the champ. That's why the crowd wasn't excited, and that's why he looked a little bit flat. Apparently a broken hand, and he had the norovirus as well, which basically is flu-like symptoms. You got diarrhea, you're on the toilet, you got a bad stomach.
The UFC, seeing the fan interest and how close the fight was, immediately leaned toward a rematch. For Pereira to reclaim his title, he has to be the one dictating the pace. He can't sit back like last time. Expect him to push forward more, attack the legs again early and often, and open up with his hands. He also needs to stay off the cage. Ankalaev did a great job smothering him in the clinch. This time, Pereira must circle out and create striking space. And even though he stuffed every takedown last time, he needs to prepare for better setups from Ankalaev. Training with elite wrestlers like Glover Teixeira's team will be key. If Pereira can throw with confidence, stay standing, and keep the center of the cage, his power could flip this entire narrative in one shot. Ankalaev's game plan: stick and improve. Ankalaev's blueprint was close to perfect, but there's room to level up. This time, if he can actually land takedowns, he'll take away Pereira's legs and power even further. Expect smarter setups, chained wrestling, and possibly clinch trips. Just one takedown might be enough to steal a round or create a moment that opens up the striking even more. He also needs to defend the leg kicks better. That was the one area where Pereira clearly hurt him. Checking, countering, or stepping out of range will be critical. Most importantly, Ankalaev must stay disciplined. Forward pressure, smart feints, and clinch control are still his keys to victory. But if he hurts Pereira again, this time, don't coast. Go for the finish. Final thoughts. This rematch is everything we love about MMA. Elite skill, high stakes, and a storyline that's still unfinished. Will Pereira bring the heat and get his revenge? Or will Ankalaev prove he's the real deal by shutting him down again? Maybe even with a finish this time. Let us know your predictions in the comments. Who do you have in Pereira versus Ankalaev 2? And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives like this, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the build-up. We'll see you on Fight Night.